It is currently day 3 of Inktober, Peachtober and Facetober, the 3 art challenges that I'm taking part in this October. So I wanted to give you an update today about kind of where I'm at and what art I've been making so far and kind of how the experience has been. So the first thing that has definitely been a lot better, like on day 2, was my time management, because on the first day I was making 3 artworks as well as editing a video. And editing videos, if any of you have done it, you will know that it takes a long time. It's honestly like a very time consuming thing, but I love doing it. That first day was really crazy. It went late into the night and my time management was awful. On day 2 I managed to create the 3 artworks as well as find some time in between to do some other activities. So around here it's fall and autumn and the apples needed to be harvested, so we were out in the garden picking the apples, and that was also, it took quite a long time, but it was just so nice to be outside and get that fresh air and just kind of have a little break between making each artwork to sort of refresh my creativity and refresh my inspiration. So I'm going to show you now the artworks that I made on day 2, and I've already today, which is day 3, I've made 2 artworks already and I have 1 more still to make. So I'll show you those as well. For Facetober, which was is a challenge started by Charlie Clemens. The first one was coral, red hair and sunglasses, which I showed you in my previous video. And then yesterday's was animal print, afro and pink, which were 3 prompts that I really loved. I have been doing this art challenge in this black sketchbook. It's a small kind of size and I've been using gouache paints as well as acrylic paint and a bit of like Posca markers. Today's one, if I can find it, came out like this, which I was really excited about, all the different colors and how bright and bold it turned out. And I really love all the different animal prints. And yeah, so that was yesterday's day 2 one. And then today's one, which the prompts were gold, braids and magic. Yes, so this is today's one that I did, and I kind of added these little gold stars in the background, little witch hats and sort of a little magic wand. Then we have Peachtober, which is started by Very Little Peach, and the first prompt was cave, which I showed you in my previous video. And then yesterday the prompt was dandelion and today the prompt is cowboy. So for dandelion, this is the artwork that I did. And this is mostly all done using watercolors. Then today, which is day 3, and cowboy, this is what I came up with. And basically my thought process behind this picture was kind of thinking of like Montana, and I was thinking of like the movie like The Horse Whisperer, and there's Legends of the Fall, a bunch of different sort of cowboy type of movies where there's horses and mountains, and so that was sort of the inspiration behind this picture. It was also all done in watercolors with a couple of little details like the flowers are in Posca markers. Day 2 of Inktober, which the prompt was scurry. I was like I had to like sort of think about this one for a bit. I thought, okay, there's definitely going to be drawings of rats. That was like the first thing, of course, that I thought of. But then I remembered that squirrels are also a creature that scurries, and I like kind of preferred to draw a squirrel than a rat, even though they are both equally awesome creatures. Yeah, I kind of really love squirrels. So I thought of this scene of like a little squirrel sitting at this window about to scurry away once the owners come back into the room. Did have some problems with this work because when I was making it, I started by doing the pen drawing, and then afterwards I started adding colored ink to do the colors, and oh my gosh, it was so messy. The ink was getting collected in my water brush pens and it was like dripping out, so there was like 2 big splotches of ink just randomly on the page. I had to kind of figure out then, how am I going to fix this picture, because it's going terribly right now. In the end, I ended up just using some Posca markers just to cover those ink bits, because it was like the only thing that would cover it. I was like, either paints or Posca markers will cover the ink splotches, and then the rest I added mostly with colored inks. So like this couch, for example, is with purple colored ink, and then I did use a couple of watercolors in this as well, just because the variety of colors with the inks was like, I felt like it was quite limited, and I was a little bit nervous to create any more ink splotches on the paper. So anyway, this ended up being more of like a mixed media piece. I was able to kind of like problem solve and fix those mistakes or those things that happen. So that was another thing I learned along the way, is just, you know, don't give up on an artwork when things aren't going right. You can kind of there's always a way to solve those sort of little mistakes that get made along the way. It's not worth giving up. Taking a walk in Stromovka this morning. It is really, really beautiful. Little birds and sunlight, and all the trees are kind of starting to change. It's really nice. It's currently day 6 of Inktober, Peachtober, Facetober, and today I am in Czech Republic, and I'm currently in this beautiful park. So I'm a little bit lost because it's like second time that I've been here, but it's so beautiful. The trees everywhere. And today one of the topics for Facetober, no, not Facetober, Peachtober, is trees. So there's so much inspiration around here. I'm excited. I really like how different these two trees, this one, the willow, and that one at the back, they're just very interesting looking. So much inspiration. I am so lost right now. This park is a lot bigger than I remember. And there's like some abandoned building over here, but I think I'm heading to where a lake is. I think I see the lake and I know that area, so let's hope that's the lake. So for those of you who don't know, October 10th is World Mental Health Day, and this year the theme is making mental health and well-being
a global priority, which I think is so important. It's really important to make sure that you are definitely making your well-being a priority, and that's something that for this past year I've really been trying to focus on. It's kind of why I started this channel as well, and why I started sharing my journey, my creative journey on here, and kind of leading up to this point. I've always been someone who's kind of had a lot of anxiety about making different decisions in life, and things like nature and spending time outside has been so calming and such a help in calming anxiety and just helping clear my head a bit when having to make big decisions. Doing these 3 art challenges for the last 5 days, and today being day 6, I'm already seeing that like it's a lot. It's draining on one's mental health for sure, because not so much the art is actually really relaxing, and I love that part of it. I can spend 2 or 3 hours doing each artwork, and it's been wonderful. But the most draining part is actually when it comes to having to post it all on social media. For the past 5 days I've been posting on Instagram like 3 times a day, as well as on TikTok 3 times a day, and that's probably been the most draining part of all. I know that I'm the one who chose to do these 3 challenges, and the reason I did choose to do these 3 challenges is because I'm trying to grow my art career, and it's been pretty tough. It's been tough going and slow going, and I realized that you just have to be consistent and persist and keep chasing the dream. So that's what I'm really trying to do, and that's why I chose to take on these 3 challenges. One of the things that I'm realizing as I have been this past year, continuing to try and grow my art career, is that it involves a lot of having to put yourself out there and to show what you're doing and show your art, because if you don't show your art, then nobody's gonna know what you're doing and what you're creating. Definitely social media has been kind of that platform of putting myself out there, but yeah, it's definitely can have quite a negative effect on one's mental health if you are spending too much time on it. And I'm definitely noticing that. Before this challenge month, I was only posting occasionally and kind of just when I felt like it, which was, I think, a good balance for me, taking a lot of breaks. But since these challenges began a couple of days ago, it's having to post all the stuff on social media has been honestly the most draining of all. And I've kind of found myself feeling very depleted at the end of each day. At about 9 o'clock at night, I'm okay, I'm putting the phone away. I can't look at this thing. I'm not opening any apps anymore. Just shut it off. Guess what I wanted to say is that regardless of what you're doing in life and what you're having to put yourself out there for, it's always so important to kind of put your mental health first. That's why during these challenges I'm really trying to spend as much time as possible outdoors. Every day I've been kind of taking a walk, or I've been able to sit outside. The weather has been so nice, because the effect of nature on one's mental health is it's amazing. It's amazing the effect that trees have, and nature and leaves and sunlight on one's mental health. It really helps calm. For myself, it just helps clear my thoughts, calm down that anxious mind. And I just really want to encourage anyone to definitely take those times outside. While I continue with this challenge, these 3 art challenges this month, I know it is going to be quite draining every day with the social media posting. I'm definitely going to make my well-being a priority, continue to make it my well-being a priority, and ensure that I'm spending a balanced amount of time outside as opposed to on social media. So I'm really trying to like think of each day as one day and not like think, oh gosh, I still have like how many days of like 20, I don't know what, 5, 26, 24 days of this left, and stress myself out like that. So I'm just kind of taking each day as it comes and seeing that how I feel on each day and making that the priority. I wouldn't recommend doing 3 art challenges, but I would recommend taking part in an art challenge because of the art itself. It's that really great opportunity to spend time on your art. So ideas for maintaining your well-being during art challenges is things like going outside, it's things like exercising. I've also been doing that besides spending time outside. I have been doing some exercising with a friend. That really helps as well, because then you start your day kind of with a nice, it's always a good feeling after working out, so it helps maintain that positive mindset as you begin on the day, and then you're ready to face all of the rest of the day. And other ideas is, yeah, taking breaks in between doing your artworks, and also another idea is changing your location of where you create your artworks each day. So that I've found has really been great for the inspiration part. Just kind of refreshes, like a different environment kind of provides different stimulus and inspiration. So I found that's been really great for motivation and inspiration when creating all the different artworks. So yeah, now I'm gonna get back to today. I've already done this, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. Changed locations for a fresh outlook. And now I'm working on my inktober piece. Today is bouquet, which is obviously lovely to draw because it's all flowers. So I'm just really enjoying this beautiful view here by the lake and just this location, a new location. The color of this chair is super inspiring against this beautiful tree over here. So yeah. This is the final drawing for Inktober. I think for now I'm gonna leave it like this, and then maybe later I'll add some color, but it took quite a long time to draw it like this, so I think this is where I will stop today, but I still have one more drawing to do for facetober, so I'm gonna focus on that next. A little bit later in the day, I'm back home obviously, and I finished my facetober piece for today. So the prompts were body positive, white hair, and sparkles. So I started it earlier in the park and then just finished it off at home because I actually had to do some of it with some paint, so I didn't take that with me today. There's like metallic paint on here, so it's kind of sparkly. But yeah, that's day 6 of facetober. So we've reached day 10 of Inktober, Peachtober and Facetober, and yeah, I've just finished all of the artworks for today as well as posted them on Instagram, Facebook and TikTok. And today the prompt for Inktober was crabby, and I was like, kind of like, I think last night and stuff, just feeling like a little bit crabby about all of these art challenges, kind of how draining and how much energy it can be to do all the posting on social media. It's like you have to like find all the hashtags each time, and
figure out a song like for TikTok that you want to use. So it's just like quite a lot of work that goes into all of that kind of stuff, the social media part of these art challenges. But to be honest, the art, I've loved doing the art. It's been great. So I kind of realized once I had created the artwork for Krabby, I did a crab, and then I was just thinking about like, you know what, I need to change my perspective on these art challenges, is because I was about to like give up. Like literally last night I felt like, I don't know if I can do this, if I can carry on with these challenges for like 31 days. But I've done it before. I've done Inktober before, like several years, and I've made it through. But yeah, that was only posting one artwork. I think I can do it. I just have to change my perspective on it. I have to not be so crabby about just kind of have fun with it. So for example, on TikTok today I found like a cool song that just really went with the prompt, and I was like, well, kind of just, it worked, and it made me feel like a lot happier. I think that's something I've kind of learned as well along doing these art challenges. It's just changing your perspective about things, about how you approach the project can really like change the way that you feel about it all. So I think like I'm gonna try and keep a renewed perspective for these next couple of days, and I'm kind of finding that I am getting into like a rhythm now with posting, so you know, I think it's not that bad. So that brings us to the end of the video. I definitely want to send an encouragement out and some good vibes to anybody else who's taking part in art challenges this month. Power through, but don't like overdo it. Give yourself those breaks. Be easy on it if you need to. Skip a day if you need to. It's not that important. Just think it's important not to drain your mental health definitely keep that as your priority. It's always important to feel good about what you're doing. I'm going to continue on this journey, try and maintain a good perspective about it, and if I get tired, I will stop. But for now, I'm enjoying the process, and yeah, definitely gonna just have some fun with it.